Good evening, folks. It's 10 o'clock. We are live. Here we go. Who's first up? Sammy Sue is in the house. I've got a toffee nut latte. Starbucks have started doing Christmas coffee. Nina's in the house. Good to see you, Nina. If you're watching this on the replay, guys, I always say this at first as well, but if you're watching this on the replay, thank you so much for spending some time with us. You're not going to be able to comment like these people are going to be able to comment tonight, but you can always hard it up if you're watching it on Periscope within the next 24 hours, or if you're watching it on YouTube, because I record all my scopes to YouTube, then you can just leave a comment. Let us know. You can always tweet me as well at Ross A. Grant. Hello, Nina. Good to see you. Girly Whirly 72 in the house. Good to see you as well. For those who don't know me, my name's Ross. I'm an actor and a voiceover artist from Manchester here in the UK, and I scope Monday, Wednesday, and Friday nights at 10 PM in the UK. All about mindset, all about getting things done more efficiently, quicker, faster, getting you further, faster in your career. You know, positivity, motivation, productivity. I'm an actor. A lot of people join me on the scopes are actors, but we don't all talk exclusively about acting stuff. This stuff could be applicable to any career on the planet. And even what we're talking about tonight, although I'm going to kind of like make it relevant to the acting industry, the tips could be made relevant to any career. You could be a plumber and all of this stuff would still be applicable to you. So if you watch it on the replay and you think I'm not an actor, I've stumbled across it on YouTube, watch it anyway. You might enjoy it. So how is everybody? Give me some hearts. Let me know how you're doing. Like I said, I'm very excited because Starbucks has started doing Christmas coffee already, even though it's only November the 4th. And I've got a toffee nut latte that I've just made myself, which is pretty good. I've had an eggnog latte already. What's your favourite Christmas drink whilst people join? What's your favourite Christmas Starbucks? It's pretty hot that. Let me know. Yeah, eggnog, gingerbread. I've got a gingerbread as well, which is pretty cool. And they've got a signature hot chocolate thing this year as well that I'm gonna have to try. What we're talking about on the last scope, on Monday's scope just gone, we were looking at something called sharpening your saw, or sharpening the saw, which is a habit of a highly effective person. Great workshop with Andy Morgan yesterday. Yeah, Nina, you can tell us a little bit about that in a bit. Yeah, because that was sharpening your saw. Perfect timing for your comment. Still a bit ill, but looking forward to Christmas food and drinks. Hopefully you'll be better soon, Sam. So yeah, sharpening your saw was basically, we used the analogy, a guy called Stephen Covey, awesome author, entrepreneur, keynote speaker. Unfortunately, he passed away in 2012, but he wrote a book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And habit number 7 was sharpening your saw. He uses an analogy of like a woodcutter chopping down a tree, who would be cutting down trees, and then gradually, the more trees he cuts down, the blunter his saw becomes. Now, what most people do in life when things like that happen to them, where they're getting worked out and they're burning out, they go on holiday or they go off and they just do something to get away from it, and they put down that blunt saw, expecting to come back to it a week later and it not be blunt. They just pick up the blunt saw again. So we were looking at ways people can go away to sharpen their saw. So you still go away to rejuvenate, but you do something that's actually going to stimulate your mind, your body, make you stronger. A woodcutter, for instance, could go away, work out, going to clear his mind, but it's going to make his body stronger. When he comes back, he's going to have more strength to cut the trees down with. He could speak to other woodcutters and see what new woodcutting techniques there are. He could network with other woodcutters, things like that. Or he can physically sharpen his saw. He can go away, take his tools, get better tools, and come back and and start that project again. So it'll be interesting to know what you guys have done this week to sharpen your saw. What I want to talk about tonight, guys, is I watched a video before, which is great. Give me some hearts if you're a fan of Richard Branson. He's a nice guy, isn't he? I think his businesses are all pretty ethical. I don't think he shits on people to get where he wants to be. I think he's pretty sound. Does looking at running clothes count? Yeah, it definitely does. Definitely does, Sam. Running clothes are important and an important investment. I'm going to do a scope because this is a little bit off topic, guys, but I will go over this quickly. Regular scopers on here, we have a group on Facebook called Bulletproof Actor. It's facebook.com/groups/Bulletproof Actor, and we're doing a bulletproof run in the Manchester 10K, which is May the 22nd, 2016, so it's still months off. But it gives people time to train. If you want to join us and be part of our group running, because like Sam, there's a lot of new runners, people have never done it before. I'm pretty experienced in running, but I want to get a group of us together to run the run together, not split up and all go for best times. We're gonna start and we're gonna finish together. We're only gonna be as strong as our weakest man, but we're gonna try and make our weakest man as strong as possible. Then get yourself into the group. It's Bulletproof Actor. Yeah, so it's facebook.com/groups/Bulletproof Actor. Join, even if you're not an actor. Come and join. We're not bothered. We'll adopt you anyway. Anyway, back to Richard Branson. Yeah, he's a good bloke. I think he's all right. I like him. He still takes his mum everywhere he goes, even though he's a billionaire. I think he's a pretty good guy. And I watched the video. earlier of Richard's top 10. There were 10 kind of like secrets, or his top 10 tips, that he's learned over all the years, that he would give to businessmen and entrepreneurs. And I watched that because I'm into business and I think I'm a bit of an entrepreneur. And I looked at it and I watched it and I thought, you know what, we can apply all of these, again, like these scopes I do for actors, but we can apply all these things Richard's talking about to business, to every part of our life. So I've done it for acting today, and I've got a little slide here. What can Richard Branson teach us about acting career success? A lot. He can teach us a lot, guys. Honestly, he really, really can. And I'm going to go over 8. I think I pulled out 8 of his top 10 tips that I think apply to the acting industry, that are all pretty simple. And again, a lot of the stuff we do on these scopes is obvious, isn't it? Some of the advice and things we do with mindset and productivity, very obvious things, but they're almost so obvious that we just forget them. There's some obvious things in here. I'm like, wow, yeah, I don't do that enough. I wish I did that more, or I used to do that. Now I need to do it more. Now, I've kind of like I've fallen off the track on that one. Kim's in the house. Kim, good to see you. We've not quite started yet. We're just talking about Richard Branson, Kim, so you're just in time. And yeah, I pulled a little quote out of Richard's here, which I think's pretty good. He's got loads of quotes though over the years that he's done that are awesome. Here he is, just looking out over London, looking cool. He says, "Chance favours the prepared mind. The more you practice, the luckier you become." And I agree with that, because I don't think, people say, oh, you make your own luck or whatever. We've spoken on a lot of scopes before about there's no such thing as right time, right place. It's that right time, right place, right time is all about opportunity meeting preparedness. My eldest brother used to look like Richard Branson. Awesome. Granny Traff is in the house. Kate, it's good to see you joining. Awesome. We're talking about Richard Branson tonight, Kate, and what he can teach us about life. I've kind of skewed it towards the acting industry, but like I say, this is just all about life. So are we ready? Do you want to hear Richard's top tips, or is there anything else you want to cover before we begin? Let's just get it out of the way. I'll have one more sip of toffee nut latte. If you're ready to begin, just show me some hearts and we will start. Are we plugged in? Yes, actually, yeah, we are, Kim. And I'd not even realised I'd plugged the USB charger in. It must have just already been plugged in, but thank you for the reminder. Kim reminds me to plug my USB charger into my phone every night. By the way, on Monday's scope, my scope cut off when somebody phoned me. I didn't realise, but if anyone else on here scopes, then what you can do is you can still scope by putting your phone into aeroplane mode and just connecting to the Wi-Fi, and therefore nobody can possibly ring you, so it can't happen because my scope just cut out. So I've done that tonight, so we ain't going to get any interruptions. So guys, rule number 1, are you with me? It's that easy. Keep it simple. I told you they were simple, but keep it simple. Richard Branson has got dyslexia, right? Meaning he's got, he's trouble reading and often mixes words and letters, yet he's still managed to amass a fortune of more than $4 billion. Do you think he did that by making things complex? I don't think so. Branson prides himself on his ability to keep things simple. As an actor, that's exactly what you want to make a habit of. This is something that I consciously make a habit of. It's very tempting to make things complex as an actor. You can have 10 headshots like on your spotlight page, a show reel crammed with every piece of work you've ever done, a constant change in representation. If you go 3 months without work, you start panicking. Oh, it must be my agent, it must be this. Let's swap it all around. Keep things as simple as possible. Your prospective employers need to get you without having to spend hours working out who or what you are in the industry. So I see people, I've spoken to a lot of casting directors over the years, and a few have different opinions on this, but me personally, I want like my spotlight page as an actor to be simple. I mean, it's a simple layout anyway, isn't it, your acting CV? You've got your headshot and your credits, and your agent, and that's really kind of like with your show reel, the main aspects of your page, and really of your kind of like sales letter, I guess, that you will be sending out to prospective employers. People want to put pictures of themselves every time they get their headshots taken. I see some people and they go, right, well, I need a shot where I look sad, a shot where I look happy, a shot where I look angry, a shot where I look like a lawyer, a shot where I look like a doctor, one where I look like a tramp, one where I look like a plumber, or just whatever. And then they give so many options on their page for their kind of looks that you go, well, yeah, I kind of, I can see that they can look differently when they put a different top on and they do their hair differently and they sort of frown or scowl. But actually, who are they? Who are they by default? Who is their go-to, you know, what are they at their core, as opposed to what can they be? All these things. I say this on voice reels all the time. I'm really experienced in voiceover, and I create voice reels for people. And people come to me and they want to put on every single accent they can possibly do within 10 seconds of their reel playing. So they go, right, well, in the first 5 seconds I'm going to do Geordie, then I'm going to do Scottish, then I'll do Irish, then I'll do Welsh. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. All you're going to do by making it too complex is confuse the hell out of anybody who's looking to give you a job. If somebody wants a Geordie or wants a Welsh person or a Scottish person, they're probably going to go and just get a Welsh person or a Scottish person, you know, or a Geordie. They're not necessarily going to get somebody to do that accent. And if you are just cramming everything on your reel, then they're going to go, well, okay, I know they can do these accents, but what are they? I actually just want to know what their natural accent is. And in 11 years of doing voiceover, I have had to do an accent 3 times. Once for an advert, twice on animation jobs. I did a Geordie accent actually on an advert for B&Q, I think, for some, WD-40, cleaning barbecues after the World Cup years ago. And then I've done quite a few animations in American, in standard US. I've never been asked to do a, Barbu's here, Barbu, good evening. I've never been asked to do an accent. So I keep my voice reel very simple, you know, basically to the core of what I am and who I am, and I get employed consistently for that. I think when you make things too complex, as Mr. Branson says, you know, you just complicate things too much. People can't work you out. They don't know who you are, and they don't know. In business, you know, like in his businesses, if he overcomplicates stuff, people don't really know what it is that he specialises in. Even though Richard has done a lot of businesses, and a lot of them have failed. I'll talk to you at the end about some of the businesses that have failed. He's done so much, you know. It wasn't just Virgin Coke that went down the pan. There's been loads of other Virgin businesses that have gone wrong as well. So rule number 1, keep it simple. If you agree, hard it up. If you don't agree, because you don't have to agree either, by the way. I'm not a dictator, and neither is Richard Branson. So if you don't agree, let me know. This is just you know, his and my opinion on some stuff. So most people look like they're agreeing. I'm seeing some hearts. Rule number 2. This is something that I think a lot of people, and we spoke about this before. It's very obvious, but not a lot of people do this. I forgot about Virgin Coke. Yeah, it was pretty good, wasn't it? I think it launched in 1996. I read before, Sam. I don't know when it folded, but 1996 I think was when it came out. But yeah, unfortunately, down the pan for Virgin Coke. So Richard Branson's tip number 2: give it a try. Okay, when Richard thinks he has a good idea on his hands, he gives it a try. He even wrote a book titled "Screw It, Let's Do It," and I might look at that book on Bulletproof Book Club, guys. It's a great book. Screw it, let's do it. Rather than debating for days and weeks and months about whether or not to try a new acting class, a new headshot photographer, a new covering email to agents or casting directors, instead, just screw it and do it. Okay, if it doesn't work, you can always go back to doing what you were doing or using, you know, who you were using before. Many people don't have the courage. This is what Richard was saying. He goes, people don't have the courage to try new things, but you must make that leap. And we've looked at courage before on other scopes. Courage is the first component of confidence. And in my upcoming mindset course, which I was filming today, it's still getting very exciting, called Bulletproof Actor, Unstoppable Confidence, Infinite Success. Go to bulletproofactor.com to register your interest. I look at confidence. Well, it's all about confidence. The whole course is about creating unstoppable confidence, and courage is the first building block of confidence. Do you remember, if you've been on one of my scopes before, I asked, I said, you know, when you're jumping out of a plane, who's jumped out of a plane? I've never done it. Has anybody skydived? I tried smoothie with beetroot in today. Excellent. That sounds like something that I would screw it and do it. Yeah, well done, Sam. Anyone skydived? Anyone jumped out of a plane? I've never done it. I don't know. I would like to think I had the courage. But when you first go to do a skydive, it can't be confidence that gets you to jump out of that plane, because you've never done it before. So you can't be confident necessarily in something you've never done before. So Kim wants to try it, but I've never done it, Kim. The first thing that gets you out of that plane is courage. And if that's the only thing. If you don't have the courage, you are not going to jump. After that comes commitment, then comes capability, and then you can have confidence because you've done it before, you've committed to it, you've got capable, and then the next time you jump out of the plane, it's not courage that throws you out, it is confidence because you know you can do it. But that first thing that you need to do anything in life is courage, and that's what a lot of people lack. And that's what Richard says there, you know, sometimes people just get scared to do stuff. So if you're thinking about something in your career right now, whether you should do it, whether you should write something, film something, get a new agent, get some new headshots, try a different photographer, whatever it is, you know, don't be afraid of it not working out. Screw it, let's do it. So that's Richard's tip number 2. Heart that up if you like it. If you don't agree, you don't have to agree either. Let me know. Rule number 3. I thought it was the bloke behind you pushing you out. Well, yeah, I guess sometimes, Nina, yeah, if you're doing a tandem skydive, yeah, definitely. I guess it's when he first went up, I guess he had to have the courage to strap himself to somebody else. Now it's you having the courage to strap yourself to somebody else. So it's the courage, I guess, that gets you in the plane. But I think I might need that guy behind me just to push me, just get me out of the plane. So that was number 2. Richard's number 3 is be a leader. And I don't think actors look at themselves as this at all. Honestly, be honest with yourself and let me know whether you think you see yourself as a leader. So as a company, okay, this is from a business perspective, you are simply a group of people who are all striving towards a greater goal and vision. Make sure that is the case in your company. And when I say your company, I mean literally your business as an actor. You're the CEO of your company. You're the Richard Branson in your company. With all groups of people heading in the same direction, a strong leader is needed to make sure the gang stays on course together. Otherwise, your business is doomed. Clearly relay your vision to as many people as possible and ask them to trust and follow you. So this includes your agent, your photographer, your showreel editor, your web business card designer, all the people in your team, because you are the business as an actor. It is, you know, it is Sam Enterprises, Nina Enterprises, Kate Enterprises, whatever it is. It is your business. But I think a lot of people, a lot of actors see themselves almost as like the last piece in the puzzle and almost like the lowest down the pecking order. They think their agent is the person almost in charge of them, you know, and that when they go to a photographer for a shoot, they can't dictate the type of shots that they're going to get for their headshots. You know, backgrounds, or, you know, whether it's inside or outside or whatever, whether it's colour, black or white, all these kind of things. They kind of leave these decisions in other people's hands. And really, you know, you need to be the leader within your team to go, guys, this is kind of where I see myself, this is what I want, let's, you know, let's all get aligned, our missions need to align, trust me, you know, and try and lead the pack. I think the most successful actors I meet are the ones who are really clear on their vision of who they are as an actor, like keeping it simple, not being complex and going, I'm going to try and be everything to everyone, I'm a dramatic actor, I'm a comedy actor, I'm an impressionist, I'm all these things. No, what are you? What's your strengths? Keep it simple, keep your offering simple in your business, and be the leader. Andy said that without actors he wouldn't have a job. Totally, Nina, absolutely. So Andy Morgan, who Nina did a workshop with, was it yesterday, Nina? You did that on Tuesday? I think it was, because you said Monday night you were going to do it. Yeah, these people would not have jobs without us. Your agent, it's a total partnership with your agent. It's a partnership with every casting director you come across, because they want you to be as good as you can be in the room so that they look great in front of their boss, their director, their executive producer. You're all on the same team in the same company. Almost, you need to look at like I guess your employer, if you had an employer, is the industry as a whole, and we all work for the same, you know, the same boss. We all want to achieve, well, great productions, you know, making great TV, making great theatre, whatever it is. But you need to be the leader in your little, you know, you'd be like the district manager, I guess, in your district, you know, the area manager within your business, and not be afraid to lead. Richard's not afraid to lead. I'm going to be more like him, basically. I think he's all right. Number 4, don't give up. We talk about this a lot on Scopes, don't we? Bloody hell. When you're starting a business or going down any challenging endeavour, you're bound to encounter challenges. You're going to hit many roadblocks and obstacles. These are obstacles that would make any sane person want to throw in the towel and quit. If you want your business to succeed, you can't do that. Duh. You've got power You've got to power through and pick yourself up after every defeat. You've got to look back and take every struggle as a learning experience, and then jerk your head forward and never look back again. Charge forward and don't let anything or anybody stop you from giving it yet another try. So when Richard says give it a try, he don't mean just give it a try. Give it another try. If it doesn't work, give it another try. Hitesh is here. Hitesh, how we doing, dude? We're talking about Richard Branson. We're going 8 of Richard Branson's tips that he gave to entrepreneurs and businessmen that I've kind of skewed towards the acting industry, because I think they all apply equally as well. So let us know how you're doing, Hitesh. So I mean, Nina, we talk about this a lot, don't we? Never giving up. You know, this is like so important. You know, you've got to just give it a try those things out, have the courage to try things out. If they don't work, try something else. Keep trying, never giving up. You know, persistence will absolutely pay off. And as for Richard, Mr. Branson there, Mr. $4 billion with his own Necker Island and everything he wants. Pleasure, Hitesh, no problem. It's not failure, it's just learning how something doesn't work. Exactly. Nina says never ever. I'm still waiting for you to have me as your +1 on the red carpet, Nina, when we're going to your film premiere, whenever that is. I'm sure that won't be long. So that was rule number 4, yeah, don't give up. Rule number 5 is an interesting one, and we've spoken about this before. It doesn't necessarily tie in directly with your acting career in terms of things you can do within your career, but things that you can do outside of your career to enable you to concentrate more on your career, and that is to delegate. So rule number 5 of Richard's is to delegate, and this is something that I've struggled with over the last year, but I'm coming to terms with within my business. So one of the hardest things for entrepreneurs to do in their business is to delegate. Okay, I can personally relate to this as someone, you know, I'm someone who believes that no one else can run my business better than me. So why should I let them? And the thing is, I'm probably right. Now, don't think I'm big-headed by saying that, but take note of what I've said. Okay, no one else can run my business better than me. While I'm busy running my business, who's going to grow it though? The answer is no one, and that's what I've struggled with. So I'm not being big-headed saying no one can run it better than me. No one can run it better than me because no one knows it better than me. But whilst I'm running it, who the hell's growing it? Because it's got to the point now where I can't grow it on my own. I can't do any more because I'm totally flat out. If you're spending time on tasks in your life, an acting career that you hate and could be better done by someone else to save you time, then delegate. Okay, this will leave you much more time to grow your acting career, not just run your life. So what things do you think you've done today? This is interesting. Let me know. What things do you think you've done today that would class as running your life that's taken time away from growing your career? It might be some basic bloody things like, you know, maybe you've ironed. You've had to spend 4 hours ironing. My mum used to do ironing professionally for people. She would get paid because people would come around and drop ironing off for her. Can you outsource your ironing so that you can free up those 2 hours a week? Doing the dishes. It's actually, exactly. I don't know. I've never had a dishwasher. I don't know how long it takes to load the bloody thing up and take the pots out, and whether that's just as long as actually just washing them by hand. But maybe investing in a dishwasher or something that can speed up, you know, make your stuff more efficient is better. Getting involved in a class argument, yeah, see, that's never that's never that. Well, it depends what it's about actually, Kim, but it's never good for your time. You could be spending time doing better things than that. Definitely takes just as long, I think, says Tesh. I think it probably does, mate, to be honest, unless you've got loads and loads and loads of pots. But yeah, what is it you can do? Remember we said in that scope, we said you will have unique abilities that are worth lots of money to you, or more money than other things in your life. So in the center of who you are, you've got your unique abilities here. Around the outside, you have abilities you're good at, then you have abilities you're okay at, then you have abilities that you're just bad at. Okay, so what can you do to spend more time getting paid for the things you're good at, so you can spend that money paying other people to do those things that you're not as good at, that probably aren't worth as much money. So if you're not particularly, some people might not just be tidy and just can't clean and tidy. Someone being negative and bringing down the rest of the class, taken down, Kim. So yeah, maybe you go, you know what, I'm just not a tidy person, I take forever to clean my house and hoover it. I could actually be spending time earning, you know, money instead of doing that. I could hopefully earn more money than it would cost me to pay a cleaner to come in and clean my stuff for me, so I can still make a profit and I'm not having to put myself through something that I don't like and I feel that I'm not being productive and I'm wasting time. We give our work clothes away for ironing, saves loads of time. Yeah, honestly, seriously, my mum used to do this. Like, I don't know how much she got paid. It wasn't loads. I think she got like 20p an item or something like that. So you can probably take, I mean, that was a few years ago. It's probably upped it a little bit, 25p an item, but you can probably take all your ironing to someone, you know, for 10, 15 quid a week. Now, if that saves you 3 hours and you can get paid 20 quid an hour, then you earn 60 quid, because there's your 45 quid profit. And you've only spent 15 quid, you've not had to do the ironing. So think about how you can delegate things to other people so that you can save money and, well, save time, earn more money, and you know, just pay somebody else to do those things that you don't like. Rule number 6, something that is just so true, and I just think, okay, who you are, this is exactly what you need to do. Rule number 6 of Richard Branson's guide to being a billionaire was treat people well. One of the myths that we have been sold over the last few decades, he says, is that you've got to be ruthless to get to the top. Richard Branson does not believe this to be true. Instead, he feels that treating people poorly will only harm your chances for success, as you're only burning bridges and turning potential profitable relationships into dead ones. I cannot agree more. Sure, you've got to be bold at times, but that should never be a time when you treat people with disrespect. You should always treat people nicely for as long as possible, and only get ruthless if you have no other choice. No one wants to work with an actor they can't stand, no matter how talented they are. I'm sure we've all come across that. I did at drama school. Some of the best actors in the year, some of them were idiots, and it soon got very boring to work with them. You're just like, you know what, I don't care if you're good, I don't want you in my short film, I don't want you in my dissertation, or I don't want you in my whatever, because I'd rather work with somebody who I like, who treats me well. And that's so true. I think I've been given jobs in the past off the fact that people liked me, and you know, it's like, he's easy to have around, so he treats everybody nicely, he mucks in, you know, because I always do that. Who else does that? Like, probably to their detriment sometimes if they're ever on a job. Or like, be like, oh, I'll hold the reflector, or I'll do the lights, or I'll stand out in the rain and you know, and hold this equipment for you. That's fine. Granny Trash, that's why I love you. Oh, thanks, Kate. Love you too. It's just what it's all about. You just gotta treat people well. Kate walked around the traffic centre with me last week, basically treating me very well, helping me try on all those clothes. Remember I came on that scope and said, get out your comfort zone, guys, that night? It was Kate who was making me try on all the clothes that get me out of my comfort zone. It's exactly what we're experiencing right now. Boom, awesome, exactly, Kim. So yeah, treat people well, and people will want to hang out with you, want to work with you, and want to be around you. Richard's rule number 7, we've all experienced this, I bet. People will be skeptical. Okay, when you're going out on your own, you know, to do your own thing, and you're trying new stuff in your business or, you know, entrepreneurial realm, acting obviously is the same, many people will be skeptical. Since 9 out of 10 businesses fail during the first 5 years, it's easy to understand why. Most businesses just do not have what it takes to make it, and the people who are skeptical are simply taking note of these facts. Many actors do not make it. Okay, it's a tough industry, we get that. Okay, that's absolutely a fact, but all you need to do is be aware of the skepticism, you know, and think long and hard about whether you believe in your business concept or not. That's really all that matters. So don't let other people's limiting beliefs, and this is another big part of Bulletproof Actor, is other people putting their own beliefs on you. So some people, there's one part of Bulletproof Actor which talks about 6 external factors that crush something called your success cycle, and really crush really your belief in your own potential. One of those things is taking bad advice, and that I don't mean bad advice as in people are, you know, purposely giving you bad advice, but people take advice from people who aren't qualified to give it. So I've said this before, you know, people will give out all sorts of advice based on what's happened to them. It doesn't mean that that's going to happen to you. You know, so people who are divorced might give you relationship advice, and you go, well, actually, you know, I don't know if you're qualified to give that advice necessarily, because you only know how to do relationships wrong, kind of. You know, or I mean, there's loads of other areas of people's lives, you know, the fitness, oh, that diet didn't work for me. well, I don't know if you're qualified to give that advice out, because, you know, there's another 100,000 people who said that it worked for them. People don't mean to give you bad advice, but they only go off, you know, it makes them feel better, I guess, about themselves, by going, oh yeah, don't bother with that Atkins diet. No, I tried it, I just put on 3 stone. It's like, right, well, I don't know if that was a diet or maybe the way that you're actually doing it, because I've seen this work for a lot of other people. So taking bad advice from people who are skeptical about stuff, they put these limiting beliefs on you as a way to try and protect you, but really they just limit you. So be careful of the skepticism. As long as you believe in your business as an actor or whatever it is that you're doing, that's really all that matters, according to Richard Branson, who's got $4 billion in the bank. So I believe him, definitely. I would take Richard's advice, because I think it's probably qualified advice. That's the difference. Rule number 8. This is the last rule of Richard's, the last one of the night. Again, it's something that that I really believe in. It's not one of Richard's quotes, but somebody said to me a couple of weeks ago when I was saying, I want to grow my business and I'm thinking about how to do it. And they told me, they said, you know what? I said, I want to do it better. That's what I said. I said, I want to do it better. He said, do you know what's better than better? I was like, well, what's better than better? He goes, different is better than better. Richard's rule number 8 is do things differently. Okay, when you think about it, the reason that Richard Branson is such a successful businessman and investor is because he did things differently to every other businessman or wantrepreneur. Not entrepreneur, but a wantrepreneur. That's how every wildly successful person's life can be summed up. They did things differently for long enough. So I just want to finish with asking you, how will you do things differently in your acting career in order to get success? What are you going to do differently for long enough in order to get success? Not just doing what everybody else does, because this is another external factor that crushes your success cycle. Copying what everybody else does. Doing what everybody else does will get you nowhere. I've said this so many times. The people who have made the biggest impacts in the world are the people who've done things differently. The people who've been unreasonable but in a good way, you know, who've not accepted mediocrity. I said this loads of times, it's so unreasonable for me to do this. Literally, got a lamp here. That is unreasonable for someone to think, you know what, I can just flick a switch and that can come on, light can come on. So unreasonable. It's so different, you know, before the light bulb existed, before Edison invented that light bulb. Chris Stone Films is here. Chris, good to see you, man. We're near the end of the scope, Chris, but you can always watch the replay, buddy. It's really unreasonable, and it's very different. People back then when Edison was trying to develop the light bulb, he'd failed over 1,000 times, were all saying, Edison, Thomas, man, come on, give up. Is it pointless? It's pointless that you're carrying on. He said, why would I ever give up? I know more than 1,000 ways a light bulb does not work. I'm so close to finding out how it does. It's at this point that I feel I don't know enough about the industry to answer what I can do. So what you're going to do differently then, Kim, is go out and find that information, that as opposed to, you know, have the courage to go out and ask for it. Find people who do know it, because I guarantee you there are thousands of people in the industry who know what you need to know. So what are you going to do differently to approach them in order to find that out? It's dead simple. This is what I mean about keeping things simple. It doesn't have to be complex. Don't get overwhelmed thinking, I don't know enough. I don't know that. Oh, it's easy for them because they know. At one point, they didn't know. Nobody knew. You know, at one point, I had no clue how to set up a website, code websites, Periscope. I didn't know how to. I had literally just no idea how to do 90% of the skills that I do on a daily basis now. 10 years ago, I had no clue. I just went, what can I do in order to find this information out? A lot of the industry, you know, the stuff that I now know, I've got that information in a very unconventional way. So in terms of me initially making contact with casting directors, I was thinking, how can I do this differently? Because I can't just ring them up and go, you know, oh, can I come and have a general meeting with you? Because they get that all the time and they're going to say no, no, no. I looked at what can I offer you? What can I bring to your business? So you know what, I can do websites because I've taught myself now. I know how to do it. Didn't go to uni, I just sat down and I taught myself how to do it. And I went, I can do websites. Do you need any technical stuff doing in your business? And in exchange, I'm going to come in, I'm going to sit with you, and I'm going to learn about casting because I want to know, because it's going to empower me as an actor if I know about that side of the industry. There will be things that people can bring to the mix. Chris Stone Films, who is on the scope now, is filming his his series of shorts. It's called Year of Spies. It's a series that I just happen to be in. But you know, Chris is always looking for people to help out on shoots. And Chris is an incredibly talented director. He's working in a lot of soap at the moment. He's been doing Emmerdale recently. Knows a lot of great people in the industry. He's always looking for people who can bring something to a shoot, as opposed to just going, can I be in your film? Well, you know what, if you want to be in my film, why don't you look at it differently? Ask me what you can bring to that film, and just come and be a runner for the day. Come and hold, you know, the reflectors, come and hold the lights, come and make the tea. Warm Ross's water bottle up when he's freezing cold and he's shivering because he's tied to a chair in the middle of a freezing cold warehouse in December. You know, absolutely, exactly, says Chris. We need to look at how we do. Exactly, give value for value. We need to look at how you can bring value. That's literally it. I talk a lot about living a life of service. And that is what we're going to talk about in Lewis's book on Friday. Last chapter of Lewis Howe's book, this is for Friday's book club, is called Live a Life of Service. And since I've lived a life of service where I've just give, as opposed to going, what can I take, so many people have given me things I never asked for. And that's like, I'm so passionate about that, because it transformed my life. I used to have to beg for things. Now I often just get them given to me, because I look at things of what I can bring to them as opposed to just what I can take. So yeah, have a look at how you can approach people differently to find that information out, Kim. It's cold in these Stoke parts. Sam, it was... Chris, tell her, I've never been as cold in my life as I was when I was filming Year of Spies with Chris. We were in the middle of a warehouse. It was December. It was derelict. I had a shirt on and nothing else underneath. And I was sat there for the shoot was about 10 hours, mate, wasn't it? 10 or 11 hours for 2 days. I came back the next day with thermals on, though. I needed them. I so needed them. I had some snowboarding thermals and kept those on. But check out yearofspies.com, guys. You can always send Chris your CV as an actor if you want to get involved. But also, if you just want to learn more about the industry, so you know where you're going to go next. People like Chris are always looking for help. Look what you can bring to a shoot. Him and Steph told me the story past week. Yeah, it was pretty bad, Sam, to be honest, but it was great. It was great product in the end. It added a lot to the performance because the shivering was genuine. It was really very real, and the cold breath that you could see was awesome. So that's it for tonight, guys. That's Richard's top 8 things. Well, 8 things that I took from Richard's top 10. We'll shoot the next one in a hot country. Thanks, Chris. So rule number 8, do things differently. You can download this PDF if you're watching the replay, by the way, on actonthis.tv. If you're watching it on actonthis.tv, look underneath the player now and you can download this PDF as a document. Rule number 7, people will be skeptical. Don't worry about that. Of course they're going to be skeptical, but as long as you believe. Rule number 6, treat people well. No one's going to want to work with you if you don't treat people well. Number 5, delegate. What can you delegate from your life today or tomorrow or this week, so that you can spend more time on your unique abilities, so you can earn more money and delegate things by paying other people to do those things that aren't that important to you or you don't like. Number 4, don't give up. Look at all these people volunteering to be runners if you're in a hot country, Chris. Rule number 3, be a leader. Be a true leader as well, guys. Someone said to me once, I'll never forget it, it said, real leaders create leaders. It goes, false leaders create followers. So all those people out there looking for more followers on Twitter or more likes on their Facebook page, they're not leaders. A real leader empowers other people to become leaders. So what can you do to empower other people? Number 2, give it a try. Remember, it doesn't matter if it fails, just give it a try. Virgin Coke failed, Richard gave it a try. Number 1, keep it simple. Don't be too complex. Don't get overwhelmed by thinking that it's so hard. It isn't. Just keep things simple. Oh, and I want to finish with this. And if people are going, oh, well, what does Richard Branson know? Ross is like Yoda, yeah. What does Richard Branson know about acting? Oh, he's never been an actor. Check this out. He was only in Only Fools and Horses, wasn't he? When Del Boy and Rodders were getting on a plane that was Virgin Atlantic and he pushed in the queue, Del Boy goes, well, who do you think you are? God, he thinks he owns the place. Turns around, it's Richard Branson. He does own the place. So there you go. So he's even relevant. Boom. There you go. It's and Casino Royale. Oh, was he in Casino Royale? I didn't know he's in Casino Royale. I've seen Casino Royale as well, Chris, recently, because you made me watch it before I did Year of Spies. And Superman Returns. He's in everything. Branson is in everything. So there you go. So take heed. He knows what he's talking about. So that's it for Wednesday's motivation and mind hacks, guys. Friday is going to be all about Lewis Howes, my main man Lewis Howes' book. We read chapter 1 of his book last week. Chapter 2 will be, well, not chapter 2, chapter 3, I think. We voted on which chapters to read, and we're going to read about cultivating a champion's mindset, which is chapter 3 of the book. There's 8 chapters in total. We're going to be looking at this for the next 3 Fridays, so the whole of November. And then December, maybe we should just have a Christmas book or something like that. I don't know, we'll figure something out. If you've not got Lewis's book, get yourself on Amazon. You can buy the hardback. I think the paperback's not available at the moment. The hardback's available, about 15 quid, but it's a great, great book. We'll teach you, it says a real world guide to living bigger, loving deeper, and leaving a legacy. He's a great guy, Lewis. Check out his podcast as well at schoolofgreatness.com. So that's it. So what do you think? What was your favourite tip from Branson's then, of the top 8? What was the favourite tip? Can you remember your favourite one before we go? Let me know. And I might do a blog post on it or something at some point on the site. I think my favourite one would probably be give it a try, don't give up. Treat people well. People will be sceptical. Christmas. I told by Bob. I told by Bob? Who do you mean? Bob who? I don't know if I missed the other part of your comment there, Kim. Sorry about that. People will be sceptical. I don't know what my favourite one is here. I think mine, my favourite one is just treat people well. Different and treat people well for Sam. Mine's definitely treat people well, because since I've focused purely on doing that more than anything else in my life, that's what I love. It's paid dividends. Kate says do things differently and treat people as well. They're the two that obviously stand out for people. Street cat called Bob. Oh, I've got one of his books. My mate Simon is a massive fan of a street cat called Bob. If anyone doesn't know about this cat, there was a guy called Bob. No, street cat. The guy's called James, I think. He was homeless on the street, and he found this cat, and he called it Bob. And now the cat has been around, like hanging around with him ever since. And he goes to book signings, and he's written books about Bob, and it's just amazing. It's changed his life. Well, he's no longer homeless. Do things differently, never give up, says Nina. They're doing a film. I didn't know they're doing a film. They're amazing. Maybe we'll look at that. It's a really inspirational story of a guy literally turning his life around because he met a cat randomly called Bob. Yeah, check that out as well. So until Friday, guys, have an amazing day tomorrow. Obviously tomorrow's only Thursday. If you're watching this on the replay, thanks so much for watching this far. If you are fascinated with mindset as well, and particularly if you're an actor and you really want to 10 times your confidence, 10 times your motivation, go out and just smash life, basically get rid of all your limiting beliefs, take that glass ceiling off your potential and what you think you can do and you're capable of, and go and recraft your limiting beliefs into a limitless life that you can really, be fulfilled by, and an impact that will positively and change other people's lives. Then get yourself over to bulletproofactor.com and get an invite to my mindset course, which is coming out later this year. Seriously, I've started filming it today. I can show you some stuff. I might upload some stuff to the Facebook group just to show you. I'm filming it for real on a proper camera, not like my iPhone or webcams or anything like that. It looks great, and seriously, guys, it's going to be awesome. Work hard and be lucky, says Nina. Cheers, Kate. Thanks for showing up. Really appreciate you. Yeah, I'll speak to you Friday, guys. Like I say, if you're watching this on the replay, download the PDF of Richard's top 8 things. You can always print them out and stick them where you can see them to remind you. Until Friday, guys. Bye for now.